This family isn't giving up on its dream to make their town a baseball town. When the pandemic pitched strike 3 to their grand plans, it would have been easy to give up. But Alexa Liacko found that giving up isn't something that the Walker family sees as part of its lifelong mission.
The emptiness of the off-season is about to feel all too regular in baseball stadiums across the country.
We were assured that this wasn't going to happen.
That fear became reality when Major League Baseball cut ties with dozens of minor league teams. Now family-owned clubs like the Salem Kaiser Volcanoes are left out in the cold.
My father has spent his entire life to build this. It's a very tough thing to swallow.
Every season for more than 2 decades, the Walker family and the Volcanoes worked with the San Francisco Giants. Memories Mickey Walker holds dear.
I started when I was 7 years old, shagging fly balls, shagging home run balls. It runs in my blood and it runs in my family.
Their job was to prepare players for the majors, but when the MLB announced a new streamlined system with fewer players getting drafted and fewer minor league partners, Mickey found out his team was cut through a tweet.
I can't say that there weren't tears shed on my family's part.
The 25 years they spent building a legacy was seemingly swept away overnight.
We didn't really have much of an opportunity to fight for ourselves or to fight for the community. We kind of had to sit back and be spectators as our fate was dictated to us by other people, other organizations.
These cuts forced minor league teams across the country to lay off their staff and shut down. COVID-19 was strike 3.
I think it just made it easier for Major League Baseball to kind of push this plan through, knowing that the organization of minor league baseball was crippled because of the pandemic, and minor league baseball wasn't able to put up a reasonable fight.
This loss goes beyond jobs. It's a loss of community.
That's really one of the most devastating parts of this plan. Is I think they're going to lose a lot of people who might not have been fans of baseball if it wasn't for their local minor league team.
There are no games for fans to attend. The only play this stadium sees is practice for a nearby college team. It's players like these Walker is most worried about. Now there are even fewer paths for them to reach the major leagues. Without teams like the Volcanoes, players like Tony Turcato would never have lived his dream.
In my first year of professional ball, I came right here to the Salem Kaiser Volcanoes.
Turcato played in the majors for several seasons.
That was a highlight of my life.
A few short years later, he dropped back to minor league ball, fighting to earn a spot at the top once again.
You have to play your whole life, and it's a grind in the minor leagues. It's gonna be a lot tougher for guys.
And tougher for this team to survive. But the Walkers knew this setback wasn't their final out.
I've born and raised here in Kaiser. I love this community, and we're willing to do everything within our power to keep playing high-level baseball here for decades to come.
So the Volcanoes are starting up an independent 4-team league. Tony will manage one of those teams with Mickey by his side.
The draft is going to be pretty fun.
Major League Baseball will not be involved this season, but to Mickey and the Volcanoes family, keeping baseball alive is a home run.
I wish the tryouts were tomorrow because I'm so excited to get back out.
I want this to be a spot for players who are looked over, players who for whatever reason weren't given their due opportunity, players who are just looking for a second chance to continue to live out their dream.
A second chance for America's game to reach families even in the smallest communities. A chance for this stadium to see its legacy through.
It felt like it was a field of dreams. It was where dreams were going to come true, where dreams were made, and we don't plan on that stopping. There's a lot more baseball left to be played here.
For The Race, I'm Alexa Liacko.
Few events on earth match the hype of the Super Bowl. And while this year will be different because of the pandemic, still some of the classic fun is happening down in Tampa. The Super Bowl experience takes people on an interactive journey through the big day for free. They have the punt, pass, and kick competition, along with opportunities to take a picture with the Lombardi Trophy and get autographs. The now common pandemic safety precautions apply here, everyone in masks and at least 6 feet apart. While these events do bring people and money to the city, local leaders know in a pandemic that it's for far fewer people than it would typically bring.
It's been a very, very difficult 11, 12 months for our hospitality industry. The Super Bowl is a 3-4 hour commercial for our home. So when you have the drought that we've had, we certainly could use an injection of the economy.
While this Super Bowl weekend won't be as profitable for the hotel industry as usual, bars and restaurants there are expected to be busy. Despite the pandemic, the Super Bowl is expected to bring a major economic boost to Tampa. For comparison, Super Bowl 54 brought about $572 million to Miami last year. How restaurants and bars that rely on traffic from stadiums are faring during the pandemic. Next on The Race.